You can take all the classes, learn about feminine energy tools, say all the affirmations you want, and still feel tense. I know because I did. I spent thousands of dollars trying to learn softness. I worked with my mentors. I learned about magnetism, about embodiment, about emotional honesty. And yes, there was improvement, but there came a point where I had to face something uncomfortable. I wasn't truly integrating anything that I learned. I had the wisdom, but not the wiring. I could talk about softness all day long, but I didn't feel soft in my body. I could say all the right things and recite all the quotes, but inside I was still bracing for impact. I used to be like you. When I first started this journey, I thought softness was about creating the vibe. Candles, robes, beautiful mornings, you know that aesthetic. I wanted to be that woman who glides through her day, unbothered, glowing, serene. But behind that robe was a woman still trying to control every outcome. I remember lighting candles, making dinner, putting on soft French music, telling myself, see, you're being feminine now. But if something didn't go exactly my way, if my dinner was overcooked, if my man didn't respond how I hoped, my whole body tightened. That's when it hit me. This wasn't softness. This was anxiety dressed in a pretty dress. True softness isn't a performance. It's when your nervous system finally believes you're safe. You can't fake that. You either feel safe or you don't. Working with my mentors was life changing. I learned about magnetism, feminine discernment, grace, surrender, how to make money in a feminine way, relationships, all of it. And I was a star student. I took notes, I practiced, I journaled. But somewhere in the process, I started chasing the idea of feminine energy more than the embodiment of it. I was studying it like a class instead of living it, breathing it like a rhythm. I'd ask myself, is it working yet? That question alone showed me I was still trying to control. I wasn't trusting the process. That's what so many of us women miss. Awareness isn't embodiment. I can't download softness through knowledge. It only becomes real when it's repeated through how you breathe, how you pause, how you let go. I knew the tools, but I kept checking for results instead of letting the work transform me. The truth is, softness still felt unsafe to me. Stillness made me anxious because I was used to being the one who handled everything. I was the planner, the protector, the one who always stayed ahead of the next problem. So when I tried to rest, my brain didn't know what to do with that. Quiet didn't feel peaceful, it felt wrong. Even when I do all the practices I learned, the breath work, the body stillness, the meditation, the journaling, I'd finish and immediately reach for my phone or start worrying about what I needed to fix next. That's when I realized my body was still in survival mode. My mind said I'm good, I'm safe, but my body whispered, I don't believe you. That is why so many of you women struggle with softness, not because you don't understand it, but because your body still associates safety with control. The change didn't happen in a course or a challenge. It happened one random day when I caught myself trying to fix a perfectly good moment. I was sitting in silence, no phone, no music, nothing, and my mind started panicking. You should be doing something. That was my old wiring. So I said to myself, no, you're safe. You can sit and rest. And I sat. It was glorious. It was awkward, but I stayed. And after a few minutes, something shifted. My breath slowed down. My shoulders dropped. And that's when I finally understood what softness was really about. Softness wasn't about how I looked while being still. It was about not interrupting my peace when I finally found it. Here's what started to make it real for me. First, I practiced micro surrenders. Every time I caught myself clenching my jaw or rushing a thought, I just exhale and let my body know you're safe. Second, I stopped rushing divine timing. I told myself if it's for me, it'll happen. That one sentence replaced so much mental noise. I used to be so adamant about getting married. And I had these crazy timelines for any man I'd meet. For my current partner, I would just be on his ass about marriage. And then I realized I'm not ready to be a wife just yet. I still have a lot to learn. And through that awakening, I was able to soften and enjoy my relationship more the way it is. And that helped get rid of a lot of pressure for both me and him. And we found our way back to each other. And we are happier now without that pressure. We will get married when we both feel the time is right. Third, I stopped chasing new information and started repeating what I already knew. Wisdom doesn't fail, we just stop practicing it. And lastly, I started letting my body lead. If something felt forced, I paused. If it drained me, I walked away. That is softness in motion. Once I stopped collecting a bunch of tools and actually used the ones I already have, my energy shifted. I stopped trying to appear soft and I started to become safe inside my own skin. Your soft girl era isn't supposed to look curated, it's supposed to feel real. So you can buy the courses, the candles, the robes, but if you don't create safety inside your body, you'll keep chasing peace instead of actually living in it. So if you're tired of performing peace, start by asking your body what safety feels like. Let that be your practice because real softness doesn't start with what you do or with how you look or these fabulous vacations. It starts with how deeply you trust that you're safe now. That's when your soft girl era finally becomes yours. See you next time.